Good morning. Today what dropped in, let down your guard. How many of us are willing and able to let down our guards, to allow people to see us for who we truly are and not what we think they want to see? There's a lot of childhood conditioning in you're supposed to behave a certain way. You're not supposed to do this and you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to do this or that. Too many choices and too much restriction can lead to soul suffering, heart restriction, like really sinking into a place of pain and suffering. Because when you're not in alignment and being in your authentic self, you actually suffer more. You weaken your own immune system. It's more energy to do and to be and to act like someone you think others want to see than to simply just be you in your authenticity. When we're trying to be that alter ego other person, the one everybody else supposedly wants to see, we're creating our own patterns of discomfort and dis-ease. And how many of us are going through motions not thinking about how that inauthenticity has contributed to why things don't feel right or work out? I've got many examples in my life, and I've seen many of my own patterns enough to go, well, that makes sense. It probably would have been less energy and taken less time to get where I am in this moment had I just been me instead of who I thought others wanted to see. It's a superpower to be vulnerable, to step into the courage of allowing others to see you as you are as opposed to what you think. Because the thinking is what gets you into trouble. This isn't real. It's the illusion of the mind that you think you even know what somebody else wants to see in you. And if you're playing the game of trying to be something you're not, you're only hurting yourself, because others can't know or assume. And so it's a lot of like opening yourself. But that is your liberation and your freedom, when you're willing to just be you. And there's a huge discernment behind the personality and your coping mechanisms that cover up and protect you. That is not the real you. And then there's that part of you that genuinely is that childlike self that says, I can see the beauty in everything, and I can feel comfortable, safe, and secure that my inner child can come out and play. And I'm not going to worry about someone judging or getting upset with me for it. Taking a walk, you see people walking down the street. Do you smile at them? Are you a very friendly person, or are you very withdrawn? Check in with yourself and see who you really are. Are you hiding something? Are you just afraid people are not going to like you? Or is it because you don't like you that you're afraid that others will not? Again, just be vulnerable to allow people to show up to you and surprise you and love you as you are. Isn't that what we all want? Is to be loved just as we are and not have to be something we're not. So we have a weekend and a full moon lunar eclipse coming up, and this is a perfect opportunity to look at the shadow side of yourself and to ask, is that truly who I am? And to see your own patterns, if you're willing and able, as ways to guide you. If it's exhausting you, then you're not aligned with your soul self. You're not aligned with your integrity of who you really are. If it stresses you out, if it makes you angry or any emotions come up, then that's telling you it's not you. Because your inner anger is usually towards yourself for not following through and just being who you are. And when you just are, it's just a state of joy. It's a state of bliss, and it's just being. There's no work needed. It's just you being you. So take time to celebrate you and to honor all of you. The good, the bad, it's all beautiful. And there's no need to suppress, hide, or make it something it's not. So today's morning card, we're going to say, and my joy, my prayer for all of you is that you do find your joy in just being who you are and accepting yourself where you're at and not the needing to be otherwise. Just be. And love yourself wholly in that space. Alrighty, there we go. It's not only about being right. In all tests of character, when two viewpoints are pitted against each other, in the final analysis, the thing that will strike you the most is not who was right or wrong, strong or weak, wise or foolish, but who went to the greater length in considering the other's perspective. Don't you agree? Love the universe. So I'll reread that because that's really, really beautiful. It's not only about being right. We could even get rid of the only. It's not about being right. The ego is the one that wants to protect you, so it wants to be right in how it guides you. But you can harness it. You just got to lasso around that mind. In all tests of character, when two viewpoints are pitted against each other, in the final analysis, the thing that will strike you the most is not who was right or wrong, strong or weak, wise or foolish, but who went to the greater length in considering the other's perspective. Don't you agree, love the universe? Recognize the other is you. If you can have enough compassion for yourself, then you can easily extend it out to others. But this is what we're all learning is patience, love, compassion, all these expressions of trust and vulnerability. And knowing that the other person may be just as fearful of you disliking them as you may be in them disliking you. So give them permission by you being you so they can be them. When you're willing to step up and lead by example, you can change the world. But you have to be aligned in your own truth and knowing and authenticity. And when you show up and you give others permission, that is what changes the world. And we ripple out and we uplift one another. So go out, be fruitful, be happy. Spread the joy, spread the love, and spread the you. I love you.